Hi everyone. As we're about to go into our first Shabbos in this new reality, I just wanted to share one idea with you. This has been really, really impactful for me, and it's something that I am constantly working on, and it's for sure still a work in progress, especially in this new reality. But the idea is that to know that obviously there's nothing that we can control in this world, that Hashem is in charge of absolutely everything except one. And that is my attitude, your attitude, our attitudes towards what is happening around us. The only thing that I can control is my reaction. The only thing I can control is whether I can look for the good in something or whether I am overwhelmed by the what seems to be the negative. And I just want to share with you one of my favorite stories. I've said it many times, and it's an oldie but a goodie. It's about Rabbi Elimelech of Lezhensk and his brother Reb Zusha. Rabbi Elimelech's yahrzeit was this past week, so it's a good timely story to tell. These two brothers took upon themselves a path towards working on themselves in such a strong way. And so they left behind all of the physical attachments that they had in the world, and they wandered about for a period of a couple of years trying to work on how they related to other people and how they related to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the creator of the world. And one time they were in a town and something happened, some kind of crime, and a bunch of people got rounded up and thrown into the jail. And Rabbi Elimelech and Reb Zusha were among those that got rounded up because they just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And all the criminals were put into one jail cell, and they were given one chamber pot, one toilet to use overnight. And Rabbi Elimelech and Reb Zusha were in there with them. And overnight, the chamber pot got really full, and it was pretty smelly. And there's a law in Judaism that says that one cannot pray to God in a place that's really smelly. So when they woke up in the morning, Rabbi Elimelech saw his brother Reb Zusha crying, and he said, "Zusha, what are you crying about?" And Reb Zusha, who always referred to himself in the third person, he said, "Zusha's crying because it's time to pray to God. And Zusha can't because the smell is so bad. And Zusha really wants to pray. And so Zusha is crying." And Rabbi Elimelech said to him, but Zusha, the same God that commanded you to pray right now, to say the morning prayers when the sun comes up, is the same God that commanded you not to say them when there's a smell around you. So by not praying right now, you are actually fulfilling the will of God the same way you would be fulfilling it if you were actually to pray right now. And that made Zusha so happy that he started dancing and clapping and singing, and Rabbi Elimelech joined in, and the guards came over and they were like, "Well, what's all this ruckus about? What's all the noise about?" And the criminals, they were like, "We don't know what's going on," but they started talking about the toilet, the chamber pot, and it made them so happy that they started to dance and sing. And so the guards said, "Well, if that's what's making them so happy, we'll take it out." And they took it out, and then of course Reb Zusha and Rabbi Elimelech were able to pray in the way that they were used to praying. They were able to fulfill the will of Hashem the way they were used to fulfilling the will of Hashem. And that's appropriate for us. We're obviously not doing this Shabbos, the things that we normally do on Shabbos. We're not going to be able to go to shul, and we're not going to be able to have meals with our friends and our family and our guests, but we are going to still have Shabbos. But there's a question of what our attitude is going to be towards that Shabbos, what our attitude is going to be going forward in this new space that we are in. And I just want to give us all a bracha that we should have the strength to look for the good, that we should have the strength to know that in doing what we are doing, in separating, in social distancing, in trying to protect everybody, we are fulfilling the will of Hashem. In davening by ourselves, in praying by ourselves, we are fulfilling the will of Hashem. And maybe, just maybe, there will be a new dimension to ourselves and to our families that we will be able to find. So I give us all that bracha, to have the strength to look for the good, to have the strength to work on our attitudes. Shabbat Shalom.